Come in here. Again, we're just to the end of the year. We're just simming it out here. We're using our B4 CoPilot Pro this morning. It's been running automated on its own, untouched. This is our B4 Footprint Pro. It's on a 30-minute chart over here. I'm using it like a volume profile. On the right-hand side here on this screen, you'll see trade initiated. We got 2 contracts left. It's been trailing it. Entered here at 69.29.50. Down here on my lower B4 indicator, you'll see that I have it marked here at a -3, positive 3 and -3. That's where my overbought and oversold is with this particular 210 bars. We're coming into a squeeze right here at the B4 indicator. We've lost the trend background. It's ready for a pullback here. Kiss dots say the same thing. Kiss dots say, hey, it's time to come here and give me a kiss. Talking about the Tinkinson. This is a place where the price typically comes back and kisses the Tinkinson. That's a pullback area. All the criteria meet up. That would have been a good counter trade. I could have took a counter trade if I'd turned this off. In fact, I'll go ahead and turn it off, see if it does take a counter trade. The reason why I say that is this has indicators. It's a filter on there. It's using the 2 indicators that are in our system here, the B4 wave and the B4 CVD. The CVD is here and the B4 wave is there. It's using both of those as a trend mechanism, as a filter here. I could put as many moving averages or whatever it would be, indicators on this system to wait for the crossovers. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. Excuse me, I'm a little under the weather this morning. Been fighting a cold. Excuse me. Anyway, zoom in here. Let's take a look at this candle. We're looking at it from a footprint perspective. This is our B4 Footprint Pro. It's a real simplified footprint here. It keeps things real clean and easy to understand. So with one trade done out of the way, usually this is a good time. And if you got about $800, whatever, something like that, that'd be time to go ahead and shut it down. There's really no need to take other trades. At least that's how I typically do this. I'll let the strategy do its thing. And you can see this morning, we'll go back and just look at what transpired this morning. There's where we got in, probably got taken out here, got in here again, and taken out. So it's only took bullish trades this morning. And that's what it's done, completely automated. Nobody touching it.
Order filled.
Now I turned the trend filter off to allow it to take a pullback trade, which this may be short-lived. It may come down to our virgin point of control right here. So I will adjust this stop loss. I did adjust it to let it take this trade. I will use some discretion on this trade because I feel that it could very well bounce here or bounce there. So I'm going to kind of hover over it. I'm going to go ahead. First of all, I'm going to reduce risk. It's working in our direction. There we go. It broke this little area here. Should be able to guard there, lock in profits. Now we're at our target. I'm going to go ahead and lock down a little bit more. Again, this is our KISS dots, and their purpose is to tell you when you have an impending pullback.
Stop filled.
We've already touched the
Stop
Tinkerton.
filled.
That's my expectation. Now I'm looking for a long trade. The B4 CoPilot B4 indicator coincides with that. It is at the 0 mark, which means that's where we usually find our pullbacks to come back to. Now we're looking for a continuation. So everything matches up. Overall with the Ichimoku, we're in the long position. That's a perfect clean execution. See if it's going to take a long trade here or not. A lot of sellers coming in there still. Okay, a lot of volume right there. If it does break, it can make it down to VWAP. Down to the top of our bracket.
Order filled.
Or possibly even to the bear line here. We got a delta divergence, which is a pretty strong signal. Those of you who know order flow, who trade footprint, know that that's a very nice signal. It's one of the key signals that you look for at a fluxation point. That's why it works so well here with our system. It works well with my trading style. I'm going to tighten that up a little bit because we're at support, or potential support. And we just blew through that.
Stop filled.
Now we're getting down to the oversold territory. We're at negative 2.27 here with the lower B4 indicator. We know that it usually gets to around negative 3. Guys, we have a very rock solid system here. I'm simply using just parts of it.
Order filled.
Now that got us in and it's extended. So we're going to limit exposure on that trade. That may come all the way back, retest the VWAP and continue down. But still, I don't want to expose that much of my capital. It's running a little late this morning. I think the markets are just open. It's a full day today. Move this risk down here. We're garnering a lot of support here. Notice the value area here, value area there, value area here. And we are at the bottom of our extension here with a lower B4 indicator.
Order filled.
Good morning. Good morning. We have one of our members on with us this morning. And Grant, I can't hear you. I can't hear your computer, buddy, so your mic is working. So if you could hit the little mute button. Yeah, it's beeping in and out. I can hear myself. There you go. All right. Thank you, Grant. There you go. All right. Thank you, Grant. Okay, Grant, what I'm going to do, I'm going to explain to you what you're looking at here because you've never seen this before. This is a new student that's joined in our live trading session, and I'm doing a dual stream here. I'm streaming to our group in our B4 Discord channel, and I'm doing this live on YouTube as well. So, guys, if you're on the YouTube side of things, know that I'm talking to Grant. He's a brand new trader. He's a fantastic young man, and he just joined our group, and I'm going to be teaching him. And all this is rather new to him.
Order filled.
This is the B4 indicator down here on the bottom. This is our B4 bars with our B4 footprint. We have our B4 algo, which is in the background, which gives us all these nice little levels that you see on the chart. We have a way of trading those I can't get into now. It's proprietary. We only give that away to our members, and since this is public, I can't really discuss it. However, this line right here that we're coming on right here, this is a potential support. So in trading, you have a support and a resistance. Basically, what we call those are opposing forces. Sometimes previous support becomes resistance, and sometimes previous resistance becomes support. And basically, any of those lines are called opposing forces. We've come to a R1 right here, which is a level with our algo. That's an opposing force. There's a potential. People have their eyes on there to buy right there. So that took us in. That leaves us at $950. After winning two or three trades and losing a trade and getting to about $950, I'd probably shut it down for the day. Call that a day. No sense to stress yourself. You can see, let me show you my setup, Grant. You're familiar with some of this already. You're familiar with the B4 and these bars. If you zoom out, and I don't know if you have your chart set up yet, but if you do set up your chart, you can just left click right here on the bottom. That'll give you a macro view. And you can see where these green lines, the cyan line, and that red line, was a red line right there started. That's where the session started this morning. We had our first entry with our algo, with our CoPilot rather, right here. It ran that, got stopped out, ran this, did good, ran part of that, did good. It did actually two or three trades here. Most of it completely automated. I turned off some of my filters. I had my indicators filter here this morning on, and it was using two. So we have a way to use third-party indicators as filters and as signal identification. So you could adapt any strategy to this system. And that's the indicators filter. And that's the B4 chart indicators signal right there, which will adapt to any third-party indicator that you put on the system. I made the discretionary call right before you came on, Grant, to turn those two things off, and for it to allow it to take trades in the counter trend direction, which was the bearish trade. So I was eyeing that. The reason why I wanted to take that trade was because my kiss dots over here, this is Ichimoku. Right here you have Ichimoku. And if you'll see these little dots that you see there, you'll notice that they're the highs and lows of of positions, little pullbacks they're called. And it's a way of timing the trend in the market. There's different ways of trading, and timing is very crucial in the market. A lot of people say it's price and volume only. You'll hear different traders talk about different things, and only price matters, only volume matters, and only this matters. You know, you're going to find that different people have different opinions on that, and different preferences on styles of trading that. Right now, our B4 backgrounds, our B4, you notice this green background that just formed right here. That's another technique. It uses geometry. I can't tell you what it is right here in public, but it uses geometry. And it's giving us a bullish trend. This little green line that you see right here, horizontal line, that is part of our bull-bear lines. Anything over that is considered a bullish breakout. This red line that you see right there is considered anything below that a bearish breakout. And this cyan line that you see right here, that's the mean. That's where price typically comes to and finds a normal. Let's say that Grant, you're used to price being gasoline being $2 a gallon, let's say. And let's say that up here it's at $3.50 a gallon, and down here it's at $1.50 a gallon. Well, if it ever goes down to $1.50 a gallon and you expect it to go back up, well, you expect it to go back up to $2 a gallon. And if it ever gets real high and it gets to like $3.50 a gallon, you say, well, remember when gas was $2 a gallon? So it has a memory to it, what people consider fair value. Okay. So the market is an auction place. And it has a memory of what people consider to be fair value. Now, this is the B4 algo. It's set to buy. And it gave a buy signal. We were at support. These red dots that you see right here, I know this is a lot of information, Grant, but these red dots, they are that is our brackets. That is a dynamic support and resistance. Our levels that you see here with all the little tags on them right there, our levels are our roadmap. We have a plan to trade each day with those levels. And that's the overall general structure of the whole market session, what we expect, our expectations. But we use other elements of the algo as guides as we go through that. We expected price. This big thick white line that you see here, that is a virgin point of control. It's easier to see it over here where I have it laid out. I have the same indicator on a 30-minute chart. These are the B4 210 bars, but I have a 30-minute chart set up over here. And I'm using this as a thing called the volume profile. Almost all of your professional traders are going to have a 30-minute volume profile on their chart.
Order filled.
Now, that got us in an unfinished auction. The problem is that unfinished auction is late in the game. Happened above the zero line on the lower B4. Would have been better getting into that first unfinished auction right here. So when we get in this position, we know that we are kind of late to the game. But I got two lines here that I drew on my lower B4 indicator. One is a positive 3, right there. If I could get my mouse on it. Anyway, and a negative 3, which is right there. We keep our eyes on those three parts of the lower B4 indicator. It tells us where price is in relation to its oscillation. So I'm not live this morning, and Grant, I'm sim trading. This is what I want you doing while you're learning the system, learning how to trade, and learning what Ninja Trader is and what Trading View is. While you're in the process, when you have the opportunity, I want you to log in with me in the mornings and paper trade. For CoPilot to work, you've got to have an ATM set up. I have several here. Grant, you can get with me and I'll give you some of these. We have them laid out in our, when you log into your portal, your web portal, we have them there. And forgive me, guys, I'm eating some nice little ginger chews here. I'm just kind of casual this morning. Another unfinished auction. So Grant, over here on your right has a bunch of buttons. This is our library of order flow. Okay, these are certain signals when they come into the tape. Prices, we're getting buys and sells at each level. You'll see all these little levels in these candles that you see here, and these bars that you see here. The longer it is, the more volume was traded there at that price. You can look at volume basically two different ways. Volume at time, and the B4 bars are not time related, but you can it'll be in blocks. Volume at time, and then volume at price. If you flip that axis over and look at the volume at price, then you get some detailed information of where the most volume was traded. Like if you look over here at this left chart, you'll see that, okay, this represents a 30-minute candlestick, and I'm going to teach you what candlesticks are. It's a way of measuring price action. And you can see that this bar was a bullish bar. I'm using two different colors. It's a little different from the traditional colors that you see. I like yellow instead of green. And I didn't change it here yet, but I like yellow instead of green. And what you're looking at is that's a bullish We talked about bullish and bearish. That's a bullish candle. This so far has been a bearish candle, but it's got a lot of volume at the bottom, a long wick at the bottom. It may very well turn into a bullish candle. We're going to have to see. But overall, the market was bullish here. This box that you see represents the value area. In statistics, I believe it's 68.25 is the number for your mean, for your average or whatever, statistical analysis. We just round it off and use that as 70%. 70% of the volume in that 30-minute session, that whole candle represents 30 minutes of trading time. Within that 30 minutes of trading time, this was your open. That was your close. It went up to that high, and it went down to that low. So a candlestick records traditionally 4 spots. And the rice traders, way back when, they learned how to spot that and notice that, and everything has to be weighed and measured. And there's a certain rice trader who looked at that and said, hey, wait a minute. I'm going to start recording this in time. Here's the open. Here's the close. There's the highest it went. There's the lowest it went. He started noticing patterns with that. So wait a minute, when these 2 things happen, then this typically happens. Or when these 3 things happen, then look for this. Or whenever that happens, I always notice this. And so because of that, he was able to be one of the wealthiest landlord or rice traders or whatever people in all of the regions. Well, that gives you great information, but it's not as detailed as what we have here. We have individual price action at each individual level. We see the volume at each level. And just like there's candlestick patterns, people notice different things with these charts. These aren't patterns, but let's just call them patterns. They're actually patterns that you actually learn with the with the volume profile. But there's also patterns that you learn with the footprint charts. And that's these. Now,
Order filled.
I have the option of what to do when an opposite signal fires. And that's right here with our CoPilot. I could do nothing and make a manual assessment if I want to. I can make the trade, just exit the trade, and then I could rearm it if I want to. Or I could have it automatically reversed. Here it automatically reversed. Now, I was up about $2,500 earlier, and I'm just letting this run for your education. It's no big deal. I'm just sim trading. So I'm letting it run this morning so I can spend some time here with you. So bear with me. We may get a little negative. I don't know. We may do really good, and we'll see. Let's go come down to how you manage your capital, manage your risk. We're up $2,500. I lost it down to like $1,500 or $900. If I lost it down to $900, I would shut it down for the day. I've been done trading. Is the point.
Order filled.
But hopefully I'll show you how to recover from a loss. It's not by doubling down either. There's a thing that's called revenge trading. In fact, it's better. The only reason I leave this on here is for the audience. My number here. It's better not to do that. It causes more stress. For instance, Barb doesn't even look at his numbers. He just knows I do a good trade. I do a good trade. I do a good trade. Grant, it's not, you're going to find it's not going to be about the money. It's going to be about the discipline. The object, of course, the end game is to make money. That's obvious. But you as a trader, that's you as an individual, as a business, you as a trader, as the operator. Your goal is to make a good trade. You keep making good trades, the money takes care of itself. See, like right now, I'm in a bad position. I'm in a negative position because I overtraded. There's a thing called overtrading. If you get yourself to a nice, normal position that you make money with every morning, and that's where you're at, you stay there and you camp there and you get comfortable there and you learn from there. And then eventually, after about 3 or 4 months, then you size up a little bit once you've built up the capital to back that. It's a slow process. And you think, well, I could just double the trades, double the money, and that's all good. Well, it's double the stress. And you have to get comfortable. You have to ease into things. You can't rush into things in trading. First thing that you're going to have to do after you start simulating trading and learning all the terms and learning everything, you're going to have to start trading with a little capital. And that's like little bit of money.
Stop filled.
And you're going to have to learn how to learn from a loss, because you will probably lose it first. And you'll have to learn from those things. The difference between a professional and just a retailer is you don't just take losses, you embrace losses. You'll have to learn from those losses.
Order filled.
When God wanted David to be king of Israel, he didn't give him some big old beautiful blessing. Well, he anointed him, yes, but he gave him a giant. He gave him a battle. There's going to be a battle. But it's up to you how you walk away from that battle. So what I'm looking at, this is a level here, S1. And we had an unfinished auction. So, okay, so there was people looking at that, and then one of the big boys stepped in and put a big order there. So what he's trying to do is he's trying to push it up to either here or here or here. I'm thinking they're trying to get it to 7,000 before the end of the year, is what I'm thinking. We're in what it's called, and I don't celebrate holidays and things of that nature, but they call it a Santa Claus rally. End of the year, portfolio managers try to push up to get their Christmas bonuses. So they try to drive the market up typically this time of year. Now, two things fired on this candle. One was an unfinished auction, which means there was an auction place going at wherever price was. Let's say it was right here, or right here. And it pushed so fast through that there's a big load of orders waiting right there. You're going to find different types of orders in the market. And some of them are resting orders where you could place a in fact, I could show you a resting order. I could take that bar right there, put a resting order there. I want to sell if it gets down below there. I want to buy.
Order submitted.
If it gets above there. Those are called resting orders. It's just a simple way to term them. And they're limit orders. Those are stop orders, actually. Stop, different brokerages use different terminology a little bit. But anyway, basically, an easy way to say is it's a resting. And what I typically do is if I have room on my B4 indicator and I'm not in a trade and I'm at a level and price is pausing on one of these 210 bars, I'll typically put a resting order above the bar and below the bar. Because remember we talked about the spinning top the other day? We talked about how it'll get to a squeeze and then it'll break out of the squeeze. It usually breaks out with force. Well, if it fights, I find that if it fights at a 210 bar for a significant amount of time, that when it breaks, it usually has enough oomph in it that it goes right into the move, and I can guard and lock in, at least get a good locked in profit.
Order canceled.
This time it stopped right at the go short, and it's fighting still. So if it breaks through that go short, you'll see that this little cyan line right here, the dashed line, that's the high of session, the high of day. This is as high as the price has gone today. And you'll notice that I have right here, right here, I have my mouse synced right here, global scroll. So whenever I move here on this chart, it's also moving on this chart and this chart. And that way I could check different aspects of the charts at the same time. I'm worried about this being a good trade. It's paid for itself right there. It's a winning trade. That's all I care about right now. lot of bulls stepped in here. A lot of bulls stepped in here. See how that volume profile right here, how it tapered off right there and had a bunch of sellers? There's a bunch of sellers right there. Now, an unfinished auction, I'm going to leave this a little room for it to make up its mind. There's going to be some indecision in this because sellers are stepping in now. Notice this bottom row you have here. That's part of the footprint. I have it turned off over here. But you're starting to get a significant amount of volume coming in, or more volume, that is. So volume starting to build up.
Stop filled.
That took us out. Part of that volume was a lot of sellers stepped in. So now we're still negative. In the account, it's 1450. This was my kiss dots here that fired, and it was expectation for it to pull back to the Tinkinson. These kiss dots are firing. The expectation is a possible pullback to the Kijinson, which is already pulled back to the Kijinson here. But in some certain circumstances, we expect it to continue. I'm thinking this is going to be a possible continuation more than a pullback. So I'm going to scroll down and look at the lower B4 indicator. I can see that I'm in the upper threshold of price. Remember, we understand that it typically rolls over at 3 and rolls back over the other way as a reversal and -3. Well, so what I typically do is after I get past 2, I usually don't like entering trades because I would consider that chasing. I'm chasing that trade. I would rather be set up on the receiving end of the opposite position. Typically after 2 or 2.5 or so here. So what you could do is, if you are going to continue trades, you could drop that down from 6 contracts to 3 contracts. Or if you're going to take a counter trend trade, this is the trend, it's trending bullish. Counter trend would be bearish. If you expect a reversal, but you're not sure, you could drop it down and adjust your risk. But we're going to go ahead and leave it at 6 contracts. Any questions, Grant? You could type. Let me see. Let me open up the chat. I don't have the chat opened. Okay, good. I see that you have been typing in the chat. I just now opened the chat, Grant. I'm sorry. So I don't watch that a whole lot, buddy. But I just now opened up the chat so I can see if you have any questions, Grant.
Alright guys, it's pausing out right here. It's slowed down considerably. Look at the amount of volume we have right here. I'm going to go ahead and double that. Thinking when we get this move, if I get an unfinished auction or a signal here, it's going to be a pretty big push.
Order filled.
And we're at the high of the session still here, so this is a very crucial point. When we zoom out, we can see that price couldn't make it any higher than this earlier. Alright, price is pushing up. And we notice a lot of sellers step in right here. That's one of our levels 2, Grant. Think of this red stripe and that green stripe as like a bowling alley, like bowling lanes, bumpers. Again, I'm not going to look at that number there. All I'm going to do is lock in and say, okay, I paid for the trade. Grant, what you're going to find in trading is there is nothing better than a risk-free opportunity. So you want to minimize risk, maximize potential. That's your job. Of course, you have to operate as a trade operator, as an operator. But in that operation, your goal is to maximize risk. Maximize potential, minimize risk. Sorry, I'm trying to watch this and figure out where I'm at. Notice how it paused for so long and then it broke fast. That's what we were looking for. But I was already in a position, I wasn't going to add to it. We're at the top of the move. Just saw your message, Grant. If you can, type in while you're logged into the chat room. There's a little, you could use the chat room chat box. I'm gonna go ahead and answer your questions.
Stop filled.
But you can type your questions in the chat room. If you go to live trading, look up the top or on right on that bar, it's the open chat right there. And you can type in the chat room. Yeah, let me go back and show you. This is the range in between the go long and the go short. And those are like bumper rails, like that's the level, that's the zone. Think of it as the go long and the go short as the levels, and the top of the red and bottom of the green as the zone, the edge of the zone. No, not on the YouTube, buddy. On the Discord. So right now you're doing in direct messages. You're texting me in direct messages. Go to open up the B4 trading community. Go to where you see yourself in the live trading channel. And when you hover over the live trading channel, you'll see a little button that has a little text bubble. It says open chat. Open chat. Okay. Okay, good. There you go. So So now I can see you directly as you comment. And that way I can see anybody who comes in and comments. So that's the better way to do it. Now, I can't go into a lot of details because a lot of the stuff's proprietary with the algo. But after the pullback, we should be expecting a possible nice move here. But I would probably expect it to pull back first before it got there. I probably should have kept that position going. I'd be nice and fat and green right now. In fact, let me show you another aspect.
Order filled.
Oh, it already did it. It already got into an unfinished auction. I was going to turn on the buy green or sell red. We have another way of turning it on to where it will buy if the candle goes green, sell if the candle goes red. Now we are overextended here, so this is going to be a little risky, but I think we have enough drive in this market. They're going to push this thing up. Is my bias. That's my overall general bias. Whether they do, that's up to them. I'm just thinking from an outsider sitting back here that I think they'll probably try to push it. Losing some of our bullishness right now. We need to see these numbers come up. Notice too, when we look at these bars here, the majority of the volume is at the top. Remember I said there's certain patterns that you learn with volume profiles? I don't want to see the majority of the volume at the top of this bar. I want to see the majority of the volume at the bottom of this bar. Like I said before I took this trade, this is a very extended trade. It's not as advisable to take a trade this extended. I like the volume is building at the bottom of that candle now. I know whenever it skates out of this, it's going to skate hard. See how it's been pausing a long time here, Grant? When it moves out of this position, it's going to move pretty fast. So A, you got to be ready to mitigate risk by moving your stop in and shutting it down. Or get ready to hover that thing and lock in. So I'm going to guard it because it may pull back here. And I don't want it to take me $3,000 down. No recourse. Grant, every trade is not a winner and every day is not a winner. And the most I'll typically ever let it take me down is about $3,000 in a day session. Yes, sir, it is about knowledge when to stop. When I was up $2,500 this morning, I should have stopped. You're going to find most of this comes down to psychology. There, of course, is the technical levels of skill. But there's also trade management, risk management first, trade management, psychology. All those things are a factor. The two main things that drive price in the market is fear and greed, Grant. Everything that you're seeing on this chart is a result of one or two things, either fear or greed.
Stop filled.
So when you were going to work at Camille's, you knew that it was going to cost you, say, $5, $10 in gas, whatever it is, $10 in gas and some time to get there. That was your risk. Then your reward was whatever your salary was, or whatever your tips are, or whatever, you have opportunity, whatever your opportunity is. If you notice that your risk is greater than your opportunity, then it's not a long-lived situation. You're not going to be able to last long doing that. But if your opportunity is greater than your risk, then it's worth waking up for and going to work. Well, this is a profession. This is a job. Every trade is a business decision, is a job. Now, a lot of people just stay in here and trade all day because of the dopamine, of the thrill. And they have a thing that's called fear of missing out. And they think, well, all these other people are making money and I'm not making money, and I got to be in the trade, and they'll shoot themselves in the foot. And they'll shoot themselves in the foot. And they'll shoot themselves in the foot. Then they'll double down and do certain nightingale techniques and different gambling techniques. Well, this is not gambling. You'll find out in life, Grant, you could turn anything into gambling. Not limited to trading. But that's not what this is supposed to be. I was talking to a waitress at the restaurant one day, and she knows I'm a trader. And I was saying something against gambling. And she says, well, Mr. Chuck, how can you say something against gambling? Isn't that what you do for a living? I'm like, no, not at all. I speculate. I trade. Huge difference. Huge difference. To someone who doesn't know, and she was innocent in that assumption. She wasn't trying to be ugly. She was really curious. Now, I could go in here. I already got set up a buy green and a sell red. So it's going to get me in. It may get me in this long position here. I think overall this market's going to push it up to the long breakout and get us on up in here. I think it has to pull back first. I think it has to get up in here somewhere, pull back, get back to the zero line on the lower B4 indicator, and then have a hard push. This afternoon is what I'm thinking. Excuse me, guys, I'm eating a breakfast here. Digging in my little doggy bag. Man, any questions? Ask away, buddy, and if I can answer them today, I will. Okay. I'm not going to be on here a whole lot longer. If I could turn this around, I will. If not, no big deal. Again, I'm not live. I would have already shut down if I were, when I was positive. But if I do have time this afternoon, I could go through and help you get all your charts set up if you would like.
Order filled.
Okay, buddy. You go on and have a good day. Go ahead and log off. Go on to work. Get yourself ready. Don't be late for work. And direct message me later on this afternoon, probably around 5 or so, or later, and I'll help you get everything set up. All right, buddy. Have a good one. We're going to stay on here just a little bit longer. Guys, again, this is not trading advice. You'll have to trade at your own risks. This is for educational purposes only.
you know for National Lamp? Miss.
This move is below the Tinkinson now, here. Which is a non-trending position. I like that the volume is at the bottom of the candle.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Alright guys, this is not trading advice. I'm just looking at the checkout trail, and this is an opportune time for it to do a continuation. Even though it is extended. This is about time that I expect it to start moving. Now, it may start moving the wrong direction here, but I expect it to at least start moving here.
Stop filled.
To the top of where I expected that move to go. I'm looking at Ichimoku. It looks like it has some more potential upside, but it might take a slight pullback here. I'm looking at possibly for some potential volume to build right here. We'll see what it does. Guys, everything we are doing this morning is for educational purposes only. This is our B4 CoPilot Pro with our B4 Algo, our B4 Footprint Pro, and our B4 Indicator. Got our chart set up with our chart trader here for the buy green and sell red. So if we go green here, we should get in. If we go red, we should get in. So got it set up there. Looking at the Ichimoku, it looks like it still has some strength to the upside. Of course, not as much momentum as we had in the morning, but still some strength to the upside. We're way overbought on the B4 indicator, the lower indicator here. I've got to step out for a second, use the restroom. I will be right back.
Order filled.
Hey, buddy, what's going on, Walshy?
Doing good.
How you doing? Am I still
Just on trading this morning?
Yeah, I was up 2,500 without it doing anything. Let me see if am I still streaming it?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yeah, I was up 2,500 and I would have shut it down, but had one of our new students come on, Grant. He's a brand new guy and a college student going into college, his first semester of college. And so, yeah, I was. Let me put this up. Oh yeah, that's my credit card. I was just purchasing something. Yeah, I was working with him and showing him how to use the system, and I told him I would have already stopped for the day, but I just let it play out, and it got negative. So we're gonna let it do its thing here. Got the breakout buy there, but we're very extended here, Walshy. I'm thinking it can climb extended because of the certain circumstances we're in the market right now. A little special, but I don't expect a real sudden push right now. If it does continue going bullish, hoping right now it just stays above the Tinkerton is where what I'm looking for. If it crosses down below that Keeganson, it's lights out. And then a pullback and possibly another continuation, but we'll see.
I mean, it's the Tinkerton being the one that's showing on your YouTube channel.
Well, I'm meaning on overall on the 3-minute chart is what I'm referring to. So I'm looking at the overall trend of what we have here with Ichimoku on the 3-minute, and as long as we can stay above that Tinkerton right there, we got a thick cloud, a thick Kumo. It may come down, touch the. It hasn't kissed the Keeganson yet. Now it did here at the beginning, but it hadn't had that second comeback and cut touching of the Keeganson. Now it may, if it gets to another point, like right up in here. I just realized that we are at that potential point. We are at a potential point where it could have a little bit of a launch. See this peak right here? So I would look for a potential small launch here or here. But yeah. My little nephew's here. Look, I'm looking for potential small launch here. If that's going to happen, but then we are in the long breakout. It may make it to the long target one, but it is so extended. It's just hard to say, Walshy. So we'll have to see. Looking here, we had a squeeze here at the top of the move, and it's pushing here. Here, this may be the launch we were expecting. It's getting a little aggressive now. Okay. Get out of there. And don't freeze up on me, Ninja. Uh, yep, well, see how it got to that peak right there and launched?
Give me just a second, Chuck. I'm just helping my wife in with some groceries.
Go ahead, Walshy. Let me know when you're back.
Stub filled.
Excuse me. All right. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Pause that. Be right with you, Washington. All right. Turn it down a little bit. There we go. Okay. So what I was talking about was, and I'm gonna go ahead and buy green again. Potential launch points, and see how you have that peak here on the 3-minute chart.
Yep.
That's a potential launch point. Whenever it's been drawn in, and you expect it's staying above the Tinkinson, and you're looking for potential points for it to break up to new highs, that's what you look for. And it gave a little push there, but not as much as I was expecting, and I went ahead and shut it down. So I can see I got it up about $300. And I pulled the stop loss, I pulled the profit up on it. It started fading out there. I don't have it here. Let me see if it's going to work. I'm just going to try something. I don't know where I have my. Do I even have it here? Indicators. What did I call that here? I may not have it loaded on this for it to show you. And I don't think I have all of it working here. You just turn on the template here, if it's going to let me. I'm going to turn on the cycles. I'll just apply that. Now I'm working on this. I'm building show you in NinjaTrader. So we'll give it a moment.
What language is Ninja Trader?
It's C sharp. Okay, my kiss lines are right. I'm comparing it to my other chart. This would be right. That would be right. I gotta change those dots to dots instead of crosses. My cloud's a little bit more sensitive. I gotta change the sensitivity of my cloud. Gonna make these lines thinner. Candle colors right. Yeah, that's right. I don't have the show you dots yet. That's the hardest part with the show you indicator, is getting the show you dots to work. And I handed it over to, I got almost everything done on it with just a little bit of tweaking. And I handed it over to Barb to let him see if he can do something with it. I got it about as far as I could technically get it. I'm brand new at C sharp. Still learning it.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad for me. But I gave it a concerted effort, enough effort where I feel good handing it over to him, you know.
Yeah.
I at least want to give it everything I got. And I worked on it for a month and a half. But I think we got some more bullish ahead of us. In fact, I'm just going to go ahead and buy a market.
Order filled.
You bought green, so it just closed the candle. Or close to the end of the bar.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, so it went long.
Yeah.
Or maybe it didn't.
No,
Maybe
it right there close to it. It's right there close to it. I'm going to turn that off. No, I'm going to go ahead and wait till fresh to the New Year's to start trading again, Wall Street.
Yep.
Oh, the Grant? No. He's just learning. I'm gonna help him get his chart set up. He's been going through the AMP course and watching the videos. He got set up on that the other night. We did a special session with him Sunday night, and so I worked with him and showed him the basics of how to use the lower B4 indicator, and so I worked through with that. He's a very, very smart young man, and I'm looking forward.
What's it going to?
I'm not sure. I haven't asked. I'm assuming here at LSU. Let's see. But super nice young man, very enthusiastic, and watch, this is going to probably go against me here, Wall Street. This is probably where it's going to crash out. I'm going to hold on a minute. I don't want that going back down to 2,800 or something like that. Yeah, let me turn the other, so I lighten the load on this. I'm going to take the original B4 algo off of this and go ahead and leave the show you for now. It's not, if it handles both of them, it'll definitely just handle one of them better. You know, I was worried about the workload on it because I don't know all the ins and outs of the coding, and it's probably not as lightweight as it needs to be, you know. I was worried about it being a data hog.
Stop filled.
But if it was handling both of them, it's definitely better off with just that showing. That's what I was looking for anyway, so. What I typically do here, Walshy, is I'll wait and determine which side of the Keynesian we're on here. And that's what we're looking for. I mean, we've been extended and pushing, and if it gets on the lower side of the Keynesian, we can expect it to come down and test the cloud possibly, and then bounce off of the cloud after lunch and continue to the upside is what I would expect. So if you go to your show you, and let me see if it matches because I don't have it left. If you go to your show you on your trading view, yeah, go to trend colored background and make sure it's selected. Where we're at? Is that in trend colored background? It's on style down at the bottom. Turn that on.
Let's show you.
It's slightly different here on mine versus on the.
Is that style or is it an image?
It's in style.
Everything.
Okay, hold on. Let me open it up again.
Pull it back on. I've got it.
You got it?
Yeah, I've had it on, but it's such a light color.
Yeah, I have it very light. I don't want it to overwhelm the chart.
Meaning on the tree.
Yeah, or on any of them. I probably want it a lot lighter here too.
What's interesting is that right now we're not. It doesn't really have any background since the opening that I can tell. Yeah.
Well, it should. On mine, it's all bullish, and still bullish. It went bullish at the beginning of the open. After the drop, after it dropped below the Tinkinson, it went black. When it got back above the Tinkinson, it went green, and it stayed green the whole time on mine.
I have to open that back up because I really can't see it. So if I go back to that, no way to do anything with you can't do anything.
Well, so you go to style. Yeah, there's no settings. Just show it or not show it. Trend color black background. Turn that on, and that's all you really can do there. Other than an inputs. Let me see. Do I have any things that you can change in inputs? Oh, yeah, trend background. You do have settings on trend background. If you go to inputs.
Yeah, no, it's an extensive list. Let's see, I've just noticed trend colored quality line settings. Use color. No, I'm not worried about that. Trend colored. Trend background. Smooth. Just giving the values.
Yep, you got 3, 3, 14, and 14, and a close.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't see it. It doesn't seem to show.
Okay, well.
Yeah, it's so light that.
Well, let's go to style. Let's see. Let me see if I have any other. I don't think I have any other adjustments there. Yeah, that's the only adjustments to it. It's very faint. It's very faint.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, there's a slight difference between it and the default here on Ninja. And I have 3 or 4 different colors here, so there's a slight variation, and I gotta figure out which one's the most accurate. Or bring it up to Barb and let him make that decision. He'd be better suited for that. As you know, he's the house, the resident genius. Yeah, clean it, skin it, laugh at it, and then make something out of it. He is so smart. I've been so blessed to make his acquaintance, man. It's just
He's a good man.
he really is. It's hard to find good people. He's just one of the few. Island Trader reached out to me last night. She hadn't been Island Trader, one of our residents.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Showed me her swing trading account and blew my mind. About a year and a half ago, I spent a lot of time with her and showed her some techniques on how to swing trade with Ichimoku and our system. And she's doing incredible. Sorry, what was the question?
How does she find candidates to trade?
I'm not sure what instrument she's trading. She didn't mention what she was trading. I think she's trading futures.
Really? In a swing capacity? Wow.
Yeah.
I'm saying it can't be done, but it just seems you might have to wait through a drawdown.
Or be scaled really small, micros.
Mm-hmm.
She's super intelligent. Super disciplined. She's the type of person you could put them in a little situation, give them a handful of supplies, and know that when you come back, she's going to have a little mansion built. You know, that's the type of person she is. I messed around and got her offended one day. I was just picking, and I meant it. You know how you call a big guy tiny and and a tiny guy, big boy, or whatever, you call them the opposite of what they are. Well, I was picking one day, and I said that she's an absolute bum, and I was just joking. I was just totally joking because she's anything but. Much respect to her, and she took it the wrong way, and I took the bad end of a stick for a long time. I learned to never do that again.
Yeah, some people are funny about that,
Well, she's worked hard, Walshy. She's worked hard. She's very independent, and she's gone through a lot. And she's done very well for herself. Especially in her trading. So what I'm looking at the check-out trail here. And I'm thinking that it may sink in lower here, reset. Possibly. I've been thinking it's going to reset for a while, but it may sink in tighter here, reset, and then have another little launch here right when we get up around this larger candle right there. Not that that's a big momentum candle or anything, but that's a potential launch point right there. Following the check-out trail. If everything else starts...
What volume day?
Yeah. Well, you can see... Well, tomorrow's a half day, right? Today's a full day, I think. Yeah. But you see, and a lot of people are out. The bigger boys are out on vacation. They've already run their money. They got the little guys in there handling the positions, trying to make some crumbs. But look at the volume at this particular candle, Walsh, versus the others. So yeah, there was volume here, volume here.
There was volume.
Look at the bottom row.
Yeah, well, I know that, but it's just because it's been sitting in that range for a while that it's just accumulating volume.
I understand, but that's it's in a range, and I know that's over a period of time, which we don't know exactly the elapsed amount of time that was. I understand, but
you could calculate it by looking at the bar.
Yeah, you can do that. You can
210.
What's that?
You can look at the 210 bar, and then look at the previous bar and look at the timestamp.
Yeah, look at the amount of time that elapsed there and everything. You can do that, but I'm interested in the volume at price, not really the volume at time. Volume at time doesn't mean as much to me. I'm very, very emphatic about using time. I do use time, but when I'm looking for volume at time doesn't mean as much to me. It's more volume at what price levels. So my main focus is volume at price when I'm looking at this. And so when I look at this is going to give me a representation of that in that volume. And yeah, so volume at this certain price range, which would be from here to here, which still keeps in conjunction with how I'm looking at it right now. So still relative to volume and price, yes, so we're still there. There's a lot of volume at this price range. So that's built a zone of interest.
Yep.
Okay. So that's what that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm looking at how has that, that's formulated a zone here. So we could take that here and go in here and take that value area and say that's a relevant zone right there. We could also come here and look at that one and say, okay, that's a relevant zone. And we can go likewise and go through the rest of it and find where the most significant volume happened at price and highlight those zones. In fact, that might be a good addition to this, is to have options for certain volume threshold. To take that value area and extend those value areas, because there would be zones of interest.
Yeah.
Remember a while ago, Walshy, how I said that we're likely to suck into this valley and then possibly push up right here when we get to this candle?
Yep.
Well, here we are. That's what it's doing.
But it's just sitting on that upper bracket, which has been resistance all day.
So if we break, if on this pullback, Walshy, if we break the Tinkinson on this chart,
The tickets or the Cajuns?
the Tinkinson, see right here,
On your
on the other chart, yeah, on this chart. If we break the Tinkinson here, I expect it to come down, and this is naturally the zone that we expect of support. But there's also the virgin point of control, which is the support. So if we do break to the short side here, our expectation is to come down to here or there. Maybe even meet the trend line. Which would give this enough room to come on back down in the higher twos and then do a continuation. We've lost the initial early morning momentum now. Notice that the Shoyu, the cheek out on the Shoyu is white.
Yeah.
That was one of my greatest early on, and Walshy, first discoveries with Ichimoku. It didn't make me money. It kept me from losing money. And that was the most important thing in the beginning. might talk to Barb about putting a volumetric extension on the value areas.
What do you mean?
On the footprint. Well, I might ask him if we could do that with the virgin points of control.
Isn't that what you're doing right now?
Well, what I just did was volumetric. I didn't really use the virgin point of control. And the actual virgin point of control that we're using right now, I don't have a name for it, but I'm thinking about calling it because there is a certain method to it that distinguishes it from other typical ways of finding virgin points of control. And I'm going to probably coin a name for it: volatility adjusted virgin point of control. So a VA VPOC.
Okay.
Because it is unique. There's unique characteristics to it. And I've noticed significance in it. And for Barb to go ahead and code it, he noticed the significance in it as well. Because he'll set me in my place if there's something that and I throw stuff at him all the time, won't she? Because I'm always experimenting and always learning, and I get excited about some of this stuff sometimes. And he'll let me know what's real and what's not real. And I'll show him something, and he'll dissect it 6 or 7 different ways. I'll be like, well, yeah, Barb, you could do this. He's like, yeah, you can do this, 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 this. Then you can flip it to the inverse. You can do that. He's done seen it 7 different ways, and I don't really know what he's talking about. He has to point A, B, C to me and show me. I'm just like, okay. I'm like, yes, sir. He's so smart.
Order submitted.
May not be the best time to enter here. I'm looking at the future of the Keygis and Walshy on the other chart because I don't have the show you dots here. I'm looking to see if it's going to cross over the projected Cinco span A, and it will. And that's usually a Q-line cross is what I call that. So I determined a name for that. And I call it a quality line cross. And in some versions of this, I have it set up as a signal. I might go ahead and add it here. I can't add it to the one in TradingView because it's all the plots are taken up. Don't have any more room. But it's a signal that I call the quality line cross. And you're familiar with it, how whenever it crosses over the top, when the quality line crosses over the top of the cloud, it's a bearish move. Whenever it's bearish and it crosses below the bottom of the cloud, it's a bullish move.
The whale's mouth.
The whale's mouth. Yep. And that is a very effective little signal. I've gone back and looked at it, created the signal and looked at it. I'm trying to find secondary evidence and the rest of the lines that substantiates it better, gives me a confirmation of it better. I haven't found that yet, but I'm expecting to find something. And if I can find something else that's going to give me some extra confirmation, I'll lock it into a signal and create it as a signal in this version. But it's just a scalping signal. It's not to be interpreted as a long-term position. It's just a scalp. What I'm talking about, guys, and I'm still live here, Walshy, on YouTube. This is my quality. And it's determining the quality of the fish, the quality of the kumo, the cloud. Supposed to stay out of the tail. The tail could eat you alive. He'll flip you all over the place, and that's what he uses to push himself through the water. You get fed by the body of the fish. You don't eat the tail, you don't eat the head. You take the safest portion, which is the majority of the fish. And you liken that cloud to a fish. And the quality line is used to determine where the head of the fish is at and where the tail of the fish is at. And when that quality line crosses this way over the Senko span A, typically that's a bearish move. It's not always a complete reversal, but it's typically a pullback in the move. It doesn't look that way here with the cheek out trail. It looks like we could still be moving up. But if this thing does cross over here, then my expectation is we're going to have a slight pullback. It could pull back all the way to the cloud before we get a continuation, which actually would be healthier for the move in this particular situation because we're so extended. So what I could do here is I could come here on either side of this value area, replace a scalp. I got a buy order waiting right there. I could come in here and do a. Now again, this would be a scalp, so you probably wouldn't go 12 contracts like I am now. On your scalps, you typically would cut them down in size, unless it was a high confidence scalp that you knew you was going to get in a lot of contracts and get out real quick. There's different ways of approaching it. You'll have to back test and figure out what works for you. Now, Wall Street, we are in a micro Y position. I wonder where that's at here on the 3-minute chart. Let me look. Yeah, okay. We took this here. There. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. Let me get it fine-tuned a little bit more. If I can, why is it not let me select? There we go. Get out of there. You know what it's doing? Boy, it's drawing it. It's drawing it like this. I'm going to go ahead and draw it like my system draw. I have an automated system that I've built for these positions, for these. And that's what it's pulling. It's pulling that right there. And it's pulling this right here. It's not 100% uniform, but I do like the results from it. So it's not like I would traditionally draw it all the time, but nevertheless, I've been watching it for a long time, and I do like the results of how it, the outcomes of what it does. So I'll go ahead and draw it like I have it. Now, and this is another one I'm going to pull over eventually, Walshy, to our Ninja Trader and to our trading view. We'll go ahead and make this, I'll make it a 1. We're going to make it a red. And we're going to make it a dot. We're going to do the same thing. It allows to, oh yeah, it allows us to copy. I'm not very good at using the drawing tools in Ninja. It doesn't allow, yeah. How did I used to do that? I just had to draw it again.
Order filled.
I'm not going to worry about it. This is one of our targets right here.
Order submitted.
The trend line.
That little line that I drew right here, buddy.
Yeah, but why not, let's say the,
Order filled.
Well, one of them is here. I was going to put here.
but why that line?
Well, I'm looking at the angle.
Yeah, you see the angle, so you're saying it could.
I'm looking at I'm looking at the angle of everything and how it's working out. In reality, it appears like it would stop out somewhere up in here, just because of the angle, just the overall visual of it.
Okay, so it's just kind of more from experience.
Kind of an
You could also extrapolate that line, and if since that's a 3-minute chart, it may just go up to that trend line, extrapolated out in time, not.
Yeah, I'm looking at it mainly from experience, Walshy. That it usually will get to that line, and the main momentum will stop at that line, and it may continue creeping up, but the main momentum of the thrust will typically stop in this area. Not that it's going to stop out completely, but just from experience, from that standpoint, I'm glad you brought that up. That's really what I'm looking at. It's hard to, hold on. I messed up there.
Order canceled.
I'm supposed to be doing this.
I would just say LT1. That would be a target for me.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But I like to combine methods, Walshy. I like to have as many confirmations. The more that I learn, and I have a problem of overthinking things. I get super, super, super intricate. And the more that I learn and the more that I can piece together and experience, I pile it on, piling on, piling on. It's always been my nature. And so I overcomplicate things sometimes, Walshy. I do, however, work pretty good on instinct, but I do have a problem with overthinking. And that's what trading will do. It'll teach you your strengths and your weaknesses. It'll expose everything about you. But what I typically find is I'm looking for the main thrust to take me up to this level. That's why I said that was one of my targets. But then, because it was breaking over the midline, you see how you have an apex here, Walshy? Let me kind of draw it out for you, buddy. Let's say that that's the center of your triangle right there. And the reason why I was saying that is whenever we break over the center of our triangle, you usually have a hard line, or the top and bottom of that line. How do I understand where it's at? Well, I'm looking at this. I'm looking at that. Looks like it should stop out about right there. By the time the candle touches that price line, it should stop out somewhere up in there. Same thing here. By the time the candle touches that price line, now it could if it starts getting weak, and I'm saying it should have some strength if it gets over the middle line. See how the middle line is right there, the apex of it? If we break over the middle line of it and it looks like there's still room, then it helps me to kind of judge these target ranges. It's kind of experience, Walshy. Mainly, it's hard to chalk it up to anything else. Unless I sat down and did a very nuanced, very procedural 20-step situation, which I might end up doing. Because I find after, used to, remember when we used to talk about the check-out trail, and we talk about it being oversold and overbought, and I had trouble telling you why you can trade some of them when they're white and some of them you can't trade. I knew why, but I wasn't experienced enough in the calling it out to break it out and explain it to somebody else. I'd learned from experience, but learning from experience and then writing it out to where somebody else could actually follow those steps incrementally with precision, that's a different story. That takes a lot more experience. And now I can go through and write that and give you a step by step. Okay, this is what this means. This is what this means. There's three phases to it. I have all of it worked out, period. And it's just over, 2.5 years, 3 years of looking at it and thinking about it. Sort of the same thing here. I'm getting more experience with these Y patterns, and I notice whenever they break the midpoint, a lot of times they'll move, whichever way that is, especially if it's above or below the cloud, and which way the cheek out is. If the cheek out's bullish, we're in a Y pattern, we break over the midline, everything else looks okay on the cloud, my expectation is it's going to move to the expected target. Now, because I know that, and the only reason I can go in and talk about that now is because I wrote it out as a code. speaking of being very nuanced and being able to do that, I had to write that out as a code to build the indicator, the P and Y indicator. And